Hey guys, welcome to Drop Time, the self-proclaimed #1 podcast that covers the latest sneaker releases. We're your hosts with the most.
This is Jamal.
This is Luis. Make sure to check us out on Twitter at @droptime_ and also on Instagram at _droptime.
Today is March 21st. We had a fairly busy week last week, and this upcoming week it's not too busy, but there's a good amount of things to go for. Let's give you a quick rundown of what we will see this upcoming week before we go into the recap of last week. So Sunday 21st, not going to see anything. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, going to be the same situations. Nothing so far is dropping on those days. And Thursday is when things get kicked off. And Thursday is the greatest day of the week. So we got Supreme Week 5. And we also see the Swarovski by Nike Air Max 95 Polar Blues. And also the last thing on Thursday we'll see is the Air Jordan 1 High Rust. Then on Friday the 26th, we will see the Nike Air Max 90 Bacon, Nike Air Max 1 Evolution of Icons, Adidas Yeezy Foam Runner in both Moon Gray and Sand colorways. And then on Saturday the 27th, to end off the week, we'll see the Air Jordan 3 Midnight Navy, Air Jordan 5 Stealth, Adidas Yeezy Boost 700 V3 Kyanite, I don't know how to say that still. And finally, the Clot by Air Max 1. So that is everything we'll see this upcoming week. We'll break those down for you a bit later on, but first let's go into a recap of what we saw in the previous week.
Yeah, so on Sunday we didn't have anything on Sunday, and then on Monday the 15th we had the Nike Kobe 6 Pro Trail All-Star. So that retails for $180, current resale $220 to $300. This came out on Sneakers and Dick's Sporting Goods. So it was fairly limited release because we only saw it at 2 retailers. Did you get this one, Jamal? You passed on it, or what was the vibe for you?
No, I went for it. I'm still trying to get some Kobe's out of. I think I've only gotten one, which was the pack that Undefeated did. But other than that, I have yet to hit a Kobe since they started releasing them again. So it's been a bit of a struggle, like the Dunks. But gotta keep trying. But no, these I went for them on. I didn't go for them on Dick's. I went for them on Sneakers. No look there. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say you didn't go for these.
No, I did. I went for these.
You did? Oh,
yeah.
Right,
I went for them and I struck out, and then I also went for because on Monday we also had the women's Nike Dunk Low Green Strike release. So that also only came out on Sneakers, retail $100, resale $150 to $250. Same thing for me. I struck out on that one too. Like this week, I went more after more shoes. I've been kind of trying to get back in like the rhythm of things. But yeah, I went after both. I struck out on both. But people who got them, congratulations to yourself, because you're out there doing great things, hitting on sneakers. Most of us aren't.
And that's very true. It is, last week was a bit of a struggle on sneakers, but all you gotta do is enter, take 10 seconds. Why not do it?
Yeah, but dude, I've just been taking L after L after L. So
I mean, you just started. I don't remember last time you tried to buy shoes. So if you just started buying shoes again, you took L after L, so you took like 2-3 L's so far. It's not that much.
It's many L's.
That's what, 3 too many?
That's 3 too many right there. But yeah, we had 2 more shoes come out on Monday. What were they, Jamal?
So we also saw a women's Nike Dunk Low Orange Pearl. These came out on Sneakers. So we've seen these released at many places already. In the US, they finally dropped on Sneakers. Retail 100, resale 200 to 300. It's pretty much, if you didn't go for these, I don't know what you're doing. Yeah, that's about it.
That's deep.
You should have went for these, and they got good money in them, so no reason not to. The other thing we saw is the Adidas Yeezy Boost 380 Covalite. These you shouldn't have gone for them unless you went in for personal, because that's the only way that it makes sense to get them. There's a lot of sizes going under retail, so even if you didn't get them, go look out and see if you can find like coupon codes or something like that. You can even go on StockX and get them under retail if your size is under retail. So pretty much no reason to actually go for these if you're trying to flip. But hey, there's people out there that probably want them. I saw them sell out on some places. It took a while, but they did. So people that actually want them, I guess. That's it for Monday though. And then on Tuesday, what's the first thing we saw drop, Luis?
So on Tuesday, the 16th, we saw the women's Nike Air Max 90 Valentine's Day edition. So we've seen this delayed, and once, time after time all over the world, but finally they came out in the United States, and I was able to secure one for my imaginary girlfriend, which I don't have.
Finally, huh?
Yeah, finally.
Because all
Yeah,
the others left, so you had to make an imaginary one.
dude, it's been bad, Jamal. You know, it's
Hey,
been
that's
bad.
we call it. We should call up Nike and be like, "Hey, what's up with this? Can you help me out with this? This is you guys have caused a lot of issues trying to release these Air Maxes."
Yeah. Nike has this like warranty policy, like it's like a guarantee on the shoes that I think if something is wrong with them with I think
Yeah.
2 years, then they give you like a credit on them. So something's wrong with these because they came out so late.
they need to give you a credit on a girlfriend.
Yeah, they did give me a credit on a girlfriend, man, and they need give you
All
they
right.
need to give you one too, Jamal, because I know you've been waiting for these too, man. So we're both on that list right there. So what's up, Nike? We're gonna get those credits or what? We're trying to buy some Benassi slides. You know, everybody wears the Benassi slides.
How to redeem the credits is going to be the interesting part, more than getting the credits.
Yeah, that's true, man. That's a whole process. But you know what's not a process, man? This shoe retailed for $150. Current resale $160 to $220. So, you know, what's Love priced at? $160 to $220. That's pretty cheap, man. That's really cheap.
That is, I mean, that's cheaper than a Yeezy 350, so that is cheap.
Yeah, so for $160, $200, $220, you might possibly get a girlfriend. You know, so that's one way to look at things right there. But you know what's another way to maybe get a girlfriend? It's the following shoe. You know, it's not really
No,
a shoe.
I would not say this is the way to get a girlfriend. That's I'm not sure if I'd define it like that. What he's talking about is the Justin Bieber by Crocs. This is a lavender color, so this is the second color that Justin Bieber has done with them. On the 16th, they dropped on Crocs. On the 15th, actually, they dropped on his site, which is now I'm blanking on the name. Drew House, that's what it is. They dropped on Drew House site on the 15th, and then on the 16th, they dropped on Crocs. Retail is $70. The reason that these had a higher retail is because they came with a pair of socks, because supposedly Justin Bieber liked to wear his Crocs with socks.
And you know where socks, the Justin Bieber socks go, they go on your hand. So
exactly, don't wear them on the feet; they go on the hands. Retail $70 on them. Resale is $80 to $100. So you know, if you missed out on these, don't worry, because you can just go cop them at resale, and it's not even paying much higher. They weren't hard to get. They sat for a decent amount of time on both Drew House and on Crocs. So if you had those notifications on for our tweets, don't worry, because you should have pretty much had to been able to get them, unless you were in a size that somehow sold out quick. But yeah, that was yeah. You want to say something? Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure, man, that whoever listens to the podcast has notification enabled. You know, because that's.
I would hope so.
No, yeah, I would hope so too, man.
But we always have to reiterate, because you never know. Maybe there's a new listener once and again. You never know.
No, yeah, we have what, like 20,000 monthly listeners.
If you want to say that, by all means. I don't know how accurate those numbers are. I don't know if we're to that level yet. It'd be nice, but I don't know about that.
Yeah, we'd be like the Joe Rogan podcast of sneakers, man.
Yeah, it might get me nervous though, that 20,000 people listening, but nah. I don't think it's that high yet.
No, we have it's only a little bit of people. It's like 40 to 50 people.
It's more than zero. That's all that matters.
Actually, no, I'm lying. It's 60 people if you take into account YouTube. So,
okay, that's impressive.
Yeah, 60 people. It's
one,
good.
One day we'll be on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Yeah,
about shoes, because he doesn't understand. I remember there was one podcast that he pulled out Yeezys, and he didn't understand why people pay so much for them. Maybe we should go on his podcast and explain to him how markets work.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, I've been writing. You know, last week we talked about slam poetry. I've been writing like a slam poetry poem.
Yeah.
To Joe Rogan. You know, so when we get the opportunity,
that's what you're gonna do when you get on his podcast, is do some poetry.
Yeah, I'm just gonna yell at him, but like it's poetry, so it's all good.
I'll leave that to you. I'm not. I have no association with that.
And this is a perfect segue to go into what happened on Wednesday. So on Wednesday 17th, we saw the Bad Bunny Adidas Forum Low. These shoes completely, like, they just made a really big impact on the sneaker game. They completely went beyond what we had forecasted. So we had originally forecasted these right here for so retail is $160. Approximate resale last week, if we had forecasted $200 to $350, they blew that out of the water. Approximate resale now is $550 to $1,200. That's insane. you know. And one of the reasons that resale price it is what it is that you got to take into account there are a lot of retailers that were set to get them, they didn't release, and the ones that did release online only released 10 to 20 pairs. So this was fairly limited. So, you know, everybody who got this Bad Bunny shoe, I imagine everybody's just like twerking, man.
But does it
Because
make sense that these are going for like off-white numbers?
it when you take into account the global power like of stardom that Bad Bunny has, it does make sense, man. Because Bad Bunny's not just listened to in like Latin America and like Spanish speaking countries. It's listened to all over the world because people just pay attention to the beat, man.
Yeah, but it's on an Adidas Forum low. It's not even on like
It,
it's not
it's
on a shoe that people even care to buy.
it's the Bad Bunny name. Like
That's ridiculous. So he has this. So I honestly, people might think I'm crazy to say this, but just given the fact of what the shoe is, I would say he has a bigger impact than Virgil. Because if you can make an Adidas Forum low resell for this much, compared to Virgil, by all means, he's making shoes resell for a lot. But we're talking about major shoes. We're talking about an Air Max 1. We're talking about a Presto, Air Jordan 1, Air Jordan 5. Like these are shoes that people already wanted. An Adidas Forum low is not a shoe that people really want.
And then the thing is, you look at the shoe and you look at the colorway, and it's literally it's a brown, dude.
So it's not even like Virgil took the shoes and deconstructed them, made them look way different than what they would ever looked like from Nike. It's like he made the shoe look different. This is just straight up a colorway on a Forum low, which like there's people that buy Forum lows. I'm not saying that's a shoe that absolutely nobody wants, but it's not a shoe that it's selling out or it's in high demand or anything like that. This is a shoe that's just a basic shoe that Adidas just offers on the side.
Yeah, and this is kind of like we can see the power that Bad Bunny has in the sneaker.
Well, I can't wait to see some more shoes with Adidas come out from him. That's all I can say.
If he were to do something along the lines of like a Yeezy, like that sort of a silhouette, something that's popular already,
yeah,
then it would explode. It would definitely explode because we've seen something similar, like for example, like the Travis Scott ones, you know.
Yeah.
So
exactly. So yeah, even like Travis Scott, he made a Jordan sell for over 1,000, but it was a Jordan already.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, like the power of stardom increases the prices of sneakers, and this is evident right here. This is just further support because we see Bad Bunny just blow it out of the water, man. And this is crazy. You know, I was trying to get 2 pairs of these, and then I thought they were gonna be not that bad resale wise, and I saw how much they were, and I was like, man, I'm like $200 to $300. Like, you know, I was fine with paying it, but you know, mind you, I have never paid resale for this, but I needed these for some of my friends. But then I saw $550 to $1,200, and I was like, yeah, you know what? Nah, that's just not.
They can buy them themselves.
Yeah, I'm like, that's not it, man. That's not it right there.
Not at all. Imagine if they do an Ultra Boost or something next time. Man, that's gonna be interesting.
What would be really interesting is if they did an NMD, because we've seen the NMD like just die off to what it used to be.
That's true.
If Bad Bunny were to do an NMD, they would do numbers. They would definitely do numbers. And an NMD is a shoe that you can work on like creative wise pretty easily because it has a large canvas on the shoe. We've seen fashion companies such as like Dolce & Gabbana. They have a sneakers similar to the NMD.
All those knockoffs by the expensive brands. That's funny that the high-end brands knock off the lower end now.
Yeah, but it's couture.
Yeah, but it's fun. But you know how it was like typically back in the day, it was always the low ends knock off the high end. It was always the high end brands get knocked off, and now it's the opposite. It's interesting.
You go into some like retailers and you see like some shoes that look like Yeezys and stuff like that. So it's definitely becoming the trend now, just knocking off streetwear and just, I guess you could say, branding it with just a logo.
Yeah, that's all they really do. I mean, like the Dolce & Gabbana ones you're talking about, they're straight up an NMD. Like there's not enough difference to say it's not, and then they just threw is it a Human Race or an NMD? I think they knocked off Human Race. They might have done both. I think they just straight up put the DC logo on it. That's about it.
No, they no, dude. One says Dolce and the other one says Gabbana.
Then it's a Human Race. That's what they knocked off.
Yeah, and the colorway is really nice. You know, I've considered buying them, And then I thought about like,
Go get a human race for cheaper.
yeah, dude, but it is like Dolce Gabbana, it's all for
It's all
for
for
the
the brand name on it, huh?
the oomph factor.
There you go.
Yeah, but that wasn't it on Wednesday. We had one more show on Wednesday. What happened on Wednesday, Jamal?
So we also saw the Air Jordan 1 Mid Turf Orange drop on Nike. Not on sneakers, on Nike. We've already broken this down. I think we broke it down last podcast. So if you don't know the difference between Nike and sneakers, you can go into a good explanation of the difference. But these retail 125, resell 140 to 170. So they were good. They were fairly limited. They sold out pretty quick, especially on the smaller sizes. So congrats to anybody that was able to cop those. But that was all for Wednesday. On Thursday, you know what day it is, Luis.
It is Supreme Wednesdays. What's up, everybody? Supreme Wednesday, Supreme Week 4. This week was a fairly, it was a sad week hype-wise. But we did have some highlight pieces. So let's go into that before we talk about the sadness. So we had the overdyed beanie, came in at $38 retail. Resale $50. We also had the splatter top shirt, retail $68, and approximate resale $80. We had the reflective zip hoodie jacket, retail $168, approximate resale $220. And last but not least, we had the embroidered S hooded sweatshirt, retail $158, approximate resale $175 to $220. But so let's talk about the highlight of the week, but which is not really a highlight. It was somewhat of a disappointment. It was a Supreme Hysteric Glamour collab. So this collab had like no resale, and it wasn't really wanted by the culture. I guess you could say by the people who hype up usually Supreme, because there's always the people who buy Supreme because they like it, and there's these people who just buy it just to flex because like, oh, look at me, I got like Muse BOGO, I got a really exclusive BOGO from like 15 years ago or something like that. There's always that person, and this week wasn't for that person who just hype. But the following week, it's literally, it's hype, it's hot, it's hip, it's Supreme. It's back to just what it is. Every week. What really makes Supreme Wednesdays, Supreme Thursdays. What makes Supreme Thursdays what it is. Did you like this week? Did you like last week's Jamal? Like week 4? Were you a fan of it, or you're like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep my hands off, and I'm just gonna wait for the following week.
Oh, my hands were very far away. I didn't even consider going for it. I didn't care at all about it. There was nothing that it looked interesting to me. The S logo hoodie, I didn't really care for it. I thought last year's was better, or last season I should say. This one I didn't really care for.
Okay, so that was it for Thursday. Supreme Thursdays. It wasn't strong last week, but this week is definitely strong. So stay tuned to later on the podcast to hear what's gonna happen. So that was it for Thursday. So what happened on Friday, Jamal? Anything hip? Anything cool? Anything that just you had to yell at the top of the morning?
Definitely not yelling. You might just wake up and like say something like in a normal voice, but not yelling. I wouldn't go to that extent. First thing we saw was the Pharrell Williams Adidas NMD Human Race in triple black, retail $220, resale only about $230 to $260. So if you wanted them, go for them, because they obviously sold out if they're gonna resell, but they took a bit to sell out. They were not selling quick. Yeah, it wasn't that great of a shoe. Human races are pretty much dead at this point, I would say. If something was going to bring back the human races, I would say that it was this, because we've seen that done with the Yeezys, that you bring an all black colorway, it does good. It didn't work for these. I think they're pretty much dead. They're still a good personal. I still think they're a good shoe. Just we're talking resale. Resale, it's pretty much dead. And then we saw the Kim Jones by Nike Air Max 95 in total orange. There also was the total vote. It was just like some random retailers dropped them, like Offspring and who else? Somebody else. I think Foot Patrol dropped them. We had those covered for you, so if you're trying to go for those over the total orange, you definitely had a very good chance. Retail is $220, resale $240 to $275. So if you wanted them, hopefully you went for them, because they sold out fairly quick. If you had post notifications on, by all means, you were able to go quick. But it wasn't the most profitable shoe. There's still some money to be made at $220. I mean, if you're selling for $275, it's still some money. And you know what we say, Luis, at the end of the day, profit is profit, huh?
Yeah, profit's profit. It's $10, $15, $20. It's all good, man. Because what can you do with $10? You can go to McDonald's and buy a meal right there. That's a decent lunch, I guess you could say. $10, you go 99-cent store, buy 9 different things and pay for tax. You know,
That's very
comfortably.
true.
Or
That's very true.
you can risk it. I've gone on a 99-cent store before, and people they buy $10 of things, and usually, well, I don't know if it is like this everywhere, but at my 99-cent store, they have like a jar, like the cashiers of just change, and they just like add it on.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you live on the edge, then by all means, you know, those $10-$15, you can just go 99-cent store and buy some stuff right there. But
that was all for Friday though. That not too much happening, but Saturday was some good stuff.
Yeah, Saturday was pretty crazy. You know, Saturday was hip. Saturday was with it. On Saturday, we saw the Air Jordan 3 Midnight Navy came out on sneakers.
It might be the 3. We're still trying to figure that out,
huh? You know, this number wasn't in English; it was in Spanish, so I had to translate it.
What?
I'm just messing with you.
What are you talking about? I typed the number. I didn't spell it out.
I'm kidding, man. I'm kidding.
That's a good one. It was in Spanish. I had to translate real quick.
Yeah. So the sneaker dropped on Sneakers, foot sites, and usually places that drop Jordans. Retail $190, approximately resale $225 to $290. It's a retro 3. You know, it's also known as a Georgetown. So shout out Georgetown. You know the vibe. But that wasn't it for Saturday. We also had the Adidas Yeezy Booster 50 B2 in the Ash Pearl colorway. This release was crazy. You know, I haven't seen a release like this in a while. Well, I saw it last week, but I feel like this week was more. It was like the resale community took over even more than usual. You know, last week we talked about Dash. I'm gonna go a little bit to that later on the podcast. But so retail at $220, approximate resale right now $270 to $360. So it's pretty good profit right there. But going back to the topic of Dash and the sneaker bots and whatnot, I saw some people literally check out 300 to 500 pairs on the timeline, and that's I guess you could say that's common among like really big resellers. But for that sort of stuff to be flexed on the timeline like it was last week, that was crazy. That wasn't normal. Did you see that too, Jamal? Like how crazy it was last week?
Yeah, Dash is like, they were a good ball, but it seems recently they're just taking over.
They're just taking over. They're taking over Yeezy supply. So that's just one thing that I've observed right now. And the profit on the shoe is really good. You know, 270, 360. You can sell 360, 300 all day. You know, if you have the right clients and the right outlets to resell everything. But you know, that wasn't it for Saturday. We had one more shoe on Saturday. So what happened on Saturday, Jamal? Fill us in.
All right, and then the last thing of the previous week we saw drop was the Air Jordan 5 Stealth. So this was a weird one. They just kind of dropped in random places, and it wasn't even that many. Sneakers in Europe dropped them, and then some random sites did, but definitely a lot more still to come. So don't worry, you have more chances this upcoming week. But retail is $190. Resale right now is in $270, $290. I think that's mostly just because of hardly anybody has dropped them yet. I'm expecting prices to go down a bit, which we're going to cover in the breakdown of what we see this upcoming week. But it is a decent shoe. At the end of the day, it's a Jordan 5 though, so don't think anything crazy of it. But that is all for the previous week. So let's give you a rundown of what we see this upcoming week. So Luis, if you want to kick it off and let us know what we're first seeing.
This upcoming week is going to be crazy, packed, jammed day, you know, back to back every single day. I'm just playing.
We finally have a break this week, finally.
Yeah, usually Jamal starts off the podcast like, yeah, this week is going to be very busy, you know? That Jamal does not talk like that at all, but you know, he just says the same thing. It's going to be busy, you know, week after week. But you know, this upcoming week, it's not going to be busy. It's going to be pretty chill. So Saturday, Sunday, we don't see anything. Monday, we don't see anything. Tuesday, we do not see anything. And guess what? Wednesday, we don't see anything. But you know, every single week, what doesn't fail is Supreme. So we have Supreme Week 5. This is the 25th. So Supreme Week 5, we're going to see the much anticipated Supreme North Face collab. You know, every single season, there's a North Face collab, and everybody's hyped. Everybody wants the tees, the sweatshirts, and the bags and everything and whatnot. And this season, same thing: tees, sweatshirts, pants, all the fun stuff that every single
Do
season
people
has.
go for the pants?
If you're a real snowboarder, Jamal, they go for
Yeah.
the pants. Are you a real snowboarder?
I haven't snowboarded in a long time. Like, I don't know. It's probably been like 8-9 years since I've snowboarded.
Well, that's more than I ever snowboarded in my life.
All right.
Yeah.
So, are you gonna go for the pants?
No, I'm not going for the pants.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go for the mountain tee maybe, or one of the hoodies or the sweatshirts. But maybe the duffel bag. I'm kind of feeling like I need a new duffel bag, so I'm either between getting an IKEA duffel bag or buying the Supreme North Face collab. So
What a
that's
comparison.
that's a very hard decision to take. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna make the right one. So this Supreme Week 5 is gonna be a very strong week. The pictures have not released yet, so we can't really go into what's gonna have, like how the design looks and whatnot. But what we do know is that it's gonna be a North Face collab. As of now, sometimes things are tentative, but if anything happens, make sure to check out the Twitter account, and on Instagram we'll be posting updates on Supreme. Usually on Wednesday night we'll post what's gonna happen on Thursday, so on Supreme. So by all means check for that right there. And this Thursday it's not just Supreme Thursdays. We also have the Swarovski women's Nike Air Max 95 in the polar blue colorway. As of now, this is sneakers exclusive. Retail is $400. The approximate resale is $600 to $1,200. So that's pretty fat with the PH. Possible profit right there. This is something that's very, it's shiny. Swarovski. Women love Swarovski. I don't know. Do they, Jamal?
I think so. I would think guys do also.
Yeah.
Looking at the previous Swarovski Nike Air Max drops, they would go for a lot of money. So I think guys are also liking them. I don't think it's just for women. I think guys are for sure going to be going for these also.
Yeah, but you know what, guys? No. Guys are gonna be going for them. But you know what guy is not gonna be going for them? Me, because they don't come in my size. But
yeah, that's true. That's the only downside.
Yeah, they don't come in my size. But I now that I'm looking better at it, I kind of feel the vibe. It is Swarovski. It's gonna be shiny, and it is a gray, and it has a blue check mark. So that looks pretty unisex right there. So
the only thing that I wonder is, you go walk out in the sun, you blinding people.
It's just the vibe, bro.
But I guess it comes with the territory of wearing a Swarovski shoe.
It's really like where you're at, because if you're in, let's say, Southern California, or let's say you're in Arizona, the weather, you can wear these type of shoes outside. But if you're in
no, it's not necessarily about wearing them outside. You're about to blind people wearing them outside in the sun.
Okay, but let me go into a little bit more.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. My bad.
Yeah, so we have some places in the United States that it's raining and it's dark outside, so you just wear them. You can wear them in those places. You won't blind people.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, because you got to take into account the sun to reflective ratio. The sun to reflective ratio, the SRS, the sun to reflective ratio. I don't know, man.
So do you think people are taking these to the jewelry store to get the diamonds cleaned and polished?
I can see that right there, man. Just somebody walking into the jewelry district, you know what, man? I have this Swarovski on me, make it shinier. You know what? Change them out and put some gemstones in there, some CVD diamonds. You got to keep it affordable.
Yeah, there you go. That's one way to go about it.
I
think they'll be good though. I think I do wonder if they're gonna sell anywhere other than sneakers, but hey, if they're just sneakers, man, he's about to pop off with the resale.
Yeah, it's a pretty good way to redeem yourself if you got your girlfriend those Valentine's Air Max 90s all
There you go. There you go.
You could get her the Swarovskis, and it's a pretty good way,
There you go.
But
that's a good way to go about it.
Yeah, and that's not it for Thursday. We have one more shoe, and I feel this is hyped. Not as much as the Swarovski, because the Swarovski does have a higher retail price, but this following shoe, it's hyped, man. Regardless of what happens in the market, this model of shoe is gonna stay hyped for a while.
Oh yeah, so he's talking about the Air Jordan 1 High Rust. So these have been delayed a few times already. It's looking like they might be delayed in certain parts of the world again. I'm expecting for the US they're not dropping this week, but hopefully still for Europe they drop. Maybe Nike will surprise us and actually drop something on time for once. But retail is 170. Resell expectations are about 240 to 290. So good profit on that, but we might have to wait for a bit longer to see them. So keep your eyes out. Keep those post notifications on the Twitter, and we'll update you with anything that's happening. But that is all for Thursday. And then moving on to Friday, what are the first few drops we see on Friday, Luis?
So on Friday, the 26th, we're gonna see a Nike Air Max 90 Bacon colorway. What's up? Bacon's really good, man. It's a pretty good way to start off Friday.
All right, if you say so.
Yeah. So
right.
we have the retail. We have the retail price is $140. Approximate resale $250, $350. We're gonna see these on Kith Concepts and possibly BSTN and other retailers. So definitely be on the lookout for the Twitter account to see where they're gonna be dropping. We're also going to see the Nike Air Max 1 Evolution of Icons colorway. So far, we're only going to see it on sneakers, but we might see it on other retailers, so stay on the lookout for the Twitter account. Retail is $140. Approximate resale, $180 to $280. That's pretty good. That's not bad. Pretty good right there. But, that's not it for Friday. Friday, we have 2 more releases. Everybody loves this shoe. Everybody loves Kanye. What's coming out?
So we're gonna see the Adidas Yeezy Foam Runner. We're gonna see them in 2 colorways. So we're gonna see the Moon Gray and Sand. So this will be the we haven't seen Foam Runner yet. There was another one we saw. Was it a Foam Runner?
No, to my knowledge.
What was it? What was the other one that we saw drop? It was before the 450. It was that other new model.
Oh yeah, it looks.
What was it?
I don't know what it's called, but
was it a foam? I don't think it was a Foam Runner. What was it?
Wait, did this drop already?
No, maybe it was a Foam Runner.
Yeah, they dropped it.
In like a white, yeah.
It was like a bone color.
Yeah, I think it was a Foam Runner. I can't remember.
Let me. You know what? I'm gonna look on StockX right now.
Okay. I'll go into these and we can figure out if it was though. But so these are. I mean, they're anticipated, highly anticipated. People want them. I personally think it's like on the level of like a Croc. I'm not saying it is a Croc, but it's on that level where it's like a slip-on shoe that's very rugged. You can get it wet. It doesn't make a difference. All that stuff. It's like sandals. Retail is $75 on them. Expectation of resale is about $200 to $400. Honestly, I think it can hit these numbers just for the amount of demand, and I'm expecting them to be extremely limited. But that demand is high. For whatever reason, I'm still trying to figure it out. I don't see this shoe as being something that people would really want. But that's just my personal opinion. But it's probably because I wouldn't wear the shoe. But it's something people want, obviously.
But the real question here, Jamal, is would you wear them with socks or without socks?
That is a good question. Who? Because like a Croc, I probably wouldn't wear it with socks. I'd probably wear them like sandals.
Okay, all right. And going back to earlier topics, if we were like both like, whoa, did these drop already? And they did. They had dropped already. It was the Era Rat colorway, so it's kind of
okay. So that was the one that they dropped on Yeezy Supply.
Yeah, and these retail for $75, and they're currently going for like around $650 to $750.
Yeah, so if these don't have a wider drop compared to that first color, they could go for higher. I mean, they could honestly out. I don't even know what word to use.
Bad Bunny effect. They'll have the Bad Bunny effect.
Yeah, they could go beyond 400. Like the 400 could be the minimum that we see them sell at. So keep an eye on for those. I would not sleep on those. I would definitely go for those. 100% I'd go for those. But that is it for Friday. And then the last day of the week on Saturday. Don't worry because it's a good day of the week. We got some good stuff coming out. So the first thing we'll see is the Air Jordan 3 Midnight Navy. So these, we already saw them drop. They dropped in Europe. Well, kind of in Europe. Some sites in Europe. More places will drop. The US will drop. And then more places in Europe are set to drop on Saturday. Sneakers, foot sites, all the normal places that get Jordans. Retail 190. Expectation of resale is about 225 to 290. So there's probably some money in them. Nothing crazy unless you get those perfect sizes. It's a clean color. It's a Jordan 3. That's what kind of keeps it down, but it's a clean color. I think it's nice. Uh, is this something that you would go for, Luis? Is this part of the comeback to your reselling career that you're gonna try to get?
No, this is the part that I still skip.
Okay, no problem with that. I completely understand that. But the other thing we'll see is the Air Jordan 5 Stealth. So, same situation as the threes. For whatever reason, it was just like some random scattered retailers dropped. We'll see more drop. Oh, that's what it was. I got those mixed up. So the midnight navies, the threes, those dropped on foot sites and everything, and then we'll see them drop in Europe later on. And then for the stealth, those will now drop on foot sites and all those normal Jordan places in the US. And then some random scattered in Europe. So it's the opposite. So they did it in Europe, they did the stealth and not really the midnight. And now it's the opposite. So expectation is about the same on the stealth as the threes. Retail 190, expectation of resale is 225, 290. So like I said earlier, when I was breaking down the Jordan 5 stealth, resale right now is about like 270. I think that's mostly because not many places drop them. Now we'll see more drop. I think that's what will bring the price down, especially when you get foot sites and all that stuff that should have somewhat high stock. We'll see those prices come down a bit to a normal area that Jordan 5s sell at. That's not it though. We still the next two. That's what everybody's waiting for is the next two. What is the last things we'll see drop on Saturday, Luis?
So on Saturday, the last two things we're gonna see are the Adidas Yeezy Boost, Adidas Yeezy Boost 700 V3 in the Kyanite colorway. That's quite a name right there. It's easy to write but kind of difficult to pronounce. So we're gonna see this release on Adidas Yeezy Supply and regular Yeezy retailers. Retail 200, approximate resale 275 to $350. That's fat. That's fat right there. That's pretty good resale numbers right there. I know I'm going to go for these. I know Jamal's going to go for these. But the question is, are you going to go for them? And I think you are because you're listening to Drop Time Podcast, the number one self-proclaimed sneaker podcast in the world. And that's not it right there. We also have the Clot Nike Air Max 1 releasing as of now just on sneakers. But you know what? We had seen these release all over the world, but we had not seen the United States release. So if you're going for them and you're in the US, by all means go for these. The retail $150, approximate resale $190 to $290. That's pretty good resale right there. Are you gonna be going after these, Jamal? Any of these the two past shoes I discussed, or what is your like? What's your plan, man? What is your plan?
100%. I'm probably gonna go all out for the Clot. It's gonna be a bit harder because I think sneakers is gonna be kind of the main place online that's gonna drop them.
Yeah.
But those, so I'm for sure going for those. No matter, like, I'm 100% going for those. Any size, I'll take whatever. The Yeezys, 100% going for any size. I'm gonna go try to get as many pairs as I possibly can. Honestly.
Okay.
We've seen 700 V3s how good they can do. I give these no exception at all. I think these are going to do amazing.
But the real question is here, Jamal, are you going to go after and hit numbers like 300 to 400 pairs? Or are you going to...
I can't predict that. I can say I've never done that before. Hey, maybe there's a first time for everything at the end of the day, so you never know. Maybe this is the first time.
And you know what? Stay tuned for next week, guys. We might listen to Jamal and say, hey, you know what? I hit 1,000 pairs.
I don't know about 1,000. I'm not sure. I don't know if I'm trying to float that much money. That's a bit much. But hey, first time for everything.
No, yeah, definitely. You know, this is gonna be the week that I seriously start getting back to sneaker reselling. You know, I'm in a place right now where good location where I can go after sneakers comfortably and whatnot. So definitely, let's see how many I get. I've never hit.
That's the question. How many are you about to get? The comeback, is the comeback gonna be strong? That's the real question.
No, I'm just trying to go after baby numbers, like 10, 15 pairs. Baby numbers. Baby numbers right there.
Baby numbers. This guy got the confidence on high. Baby numbers is 10 to 15.
Yeah, man. 10 to 15 pairs, baby numbers.
Shoot for the sky or the moon, whatever you want to go to.
Let's see what's gonna happen. Thank you for listening to Drop Time, the self-proclaimed number one podcast that covers the latest sneaker releases.
And make sure that you get those post notifications on. That's the biggest thing. Get those post notifications on for Twitter. That's where you're gonna get all the updates. You're gonna get anything pertaining to what's dropping. You're gonna get those reminders, all those links, everything like that. You can also check us out on Instagram. You'll see some pictures of some early shoes. You'll see what's coming out the next day, what's coming out that week, everything like that posted on Instagram. And then to listen to this podcast, you can listen to it on all your favorite places to stream podcasts. You can listen to it on Apple Podcast, on Spotify. We also got that uploaded on YouTube if you're trying to listen on YouTube, and anywhere else you get your podcast. But we appreciate you guys. Remember the biggest key, number one key, make sure you enter on sneakers. That's the biggest thing I can say. And don't sleep on all of these Yeezys that are dropping this week. They're all good. Foam runners are good. 700 V3s are good. Don't sleep on those. Make sure you're going hard for both of those.
On behalf of the Drop Time team, we wish you good luck, good health, and good vibes all around. Peace.